Good morning. One of the questions I get fairly often is how did you get so many connections on a specific network? And one of the ways you can do it is you can get in really early, which is one of the ways I was able to build my networks up. Um, of course, you can become a celebrity and get yourself on Celebrity Apprentice or something like that. But for the average person, it's those are not possibilities. So I'm going to share just one of the tips that I think is really important, and that's how to build a big base on LinkedIn. Now, some people have really focused on Facebook, and if you want to build there, that's great. There's ways of doing that, but Facebook tends to be friends and family, and tends to be less about business. And Facebook has done everything possible to dissuade business from trying to build on that platform, even though a couple of years ago it was all about getting your company on that platform. So now they want you to be on that platform, but they want you to pay to be on that platform because it's driving their stock prices, and obviously it's driving revenue for them. So they kind of bait and switched people into believing that that's where you should be building. And I'm not going to tell you that's not where you should build if you've got a following there. But bottom line, businesses, if you're looking to build a business or you're looking to build your career, um, LinkedIn is without question one of the places that you need to be very, very strong. So as you can see on LinkedIn right now, I have 10,459 contacts. Now I just went out here and I updated my contacts, and you can see I already have four more people who are interested in connecting with me. So just over the last 10 or 15 minutes, I've got four more I can add to this count, and so I'm going to show you uh, how I got started doing this. And again, I was with LinkedIn from nearly the very beginning of LinkedIn. I set up a profile, and I went out there and I started to build. And one of the things that you'll find in almost any social media platform is there's kind of a sweet spot in that platform. And for most of these platforms, it's around 3,500 members. So if you once you get to the point of being between 3,200 and 3,500 members, then what you'll find is you'll kind of be building on that platform in on autopilot. So I don't understand the tendencies. I think what it is, if you really look deep into it, what it is the fact that you at that point have really created at 3,500 members. You're well over a couple of million people that can actually see your stuff, and so at that point you've kind of reached like a critical mass point, and so people will just automatically be finding you just based on all the connections. So if you look at how could I like at 10 million, or I'm sorry, at 10,000 contacts, I'm roughly connecting with about 20 to 25 million members on LinkedIn that can actually see my profile. So LinkedIn works based on first level, second level, and third level. So at there's probably about 23 million of their members that can actually see me between level 1, level 2, and level 3. So it's one of these, I network with somebody, I get access to their whole network. They connect with somebody, and then the both of us instantly have access to both of those. So it's the first level, second level, and third level. If you think of like stairs, so people that are two steps below me can still see me. They may not be able to converse with me directly, but they can see my stuff. And then anything outside of the third level, then it becomes a little more of a stretch to be able for them to connect with you or just see your stuff. So there's a lot of stuff, like they can see at level 3, they can see all my stuff. But unless you've paid for this platform, LinkedIn doesn't necessarily allow you to, contact that person for free. But that really doesn't matter. So, and just I'll show you, like where my focus is. So if you look at here's my Facebook page, I've got 1,653 connections on Facebook, and there's a lot of fat in here that I would love to be able to trim out. what I consider fat is, basically people who have friended me for whatever reason. I generally don't reach out to too many people, and connect with them. There's got to be a very specific reason why I'm connecting with somebody on Facebook. But a lot of people reach out to me. But if they never really talk to me, the way the platform works now, really what they do is they keep me from seeing stuff I probably should be seeing. So it's really important to really trim this down and just have a friends list of people who are really communicating with you. On Twitter, I've got 15.6 thousand members or followers, so it gives you kind of an idea of where my focus is. So obviously, it's more into Twitter and LinkedIn than it is on Facebook, because again, Facebook is more for family and friends, less business. So how did I get here? How did I get to this 10,459? Well, again, I started with this platform just like with Twitter and Facebook. I started really early. I started in social media, social networks when Tom was my friend. So I did a post this morning. That's what made me think about this. It's like, Tom was my friend. I had over 3,000, friends on MySpace back in the day. And I was actually involved with social networking when there were less than 1 million people on MySpace. So that's how far back I go. It's, the early 2000s. And so that was one of the ways I was able to get here. The other way that I was able to get here, because obviously I'm not a superstar and I'm not on the Celebrity Apprentice or Dancing with the Stars. So the way I was able to build this type of a following is by number one, putting out kind of content that connects with people, and number two, joining networks of people who are looking to connect on social networks. So what I'm going to actually show you today, because that's the easiest way. I could spend hours and hours trying to help you create content, and unless you're a content, someone that is good at creating content, that's not going to help you. That's kind of a talent that some people have, some people don't, and some people need to, create that or hone that talent over time. But it's very, very easy to go out and join a network of people who are looking to connect. And I would not suggest that on a Twitter or, on a Facebook. But most definitely, you want to have as many members as possible on LinkedIn. Because if you're looking for a job or if you're looking to expand your business, people without question do check LinkedIn to see what your profile looks like. And that's LinkedIn is growing more and more, becoming more relevant over time as the go-to place where people check, to see what your real background is. And I can tell you honestly, because of LinkedIn, I've been in boardrooms. So because of the number of members I have on LinkedIn, strictly not because I was a superstar, just because people wanted to find out, how am I building such strong networks online, and just for the fact that I'm connected with so many people, they saw that as a positive benefit for their business. So let me take you over and I'll show you exactly how I do that. I did this early on and I was kind of surprised. I just went out and looked, and sure enough, Top Linked is still out there and it's still going strong and stronger than ever. Top Linked is kind of like the BNI of what I would call like the BNI of LinkedIn. So you can join this network of business owners who are basically interested in connecting with other business owners without having to worry about somebody that they're connecting with, say, I don't know who this person is, and then giving them a negative mark on LinkedIn. So I had found somebody had recommended this to me early on when I was building my network on LinkedIn, and they had at that point you were adding about 3,000. You could add about 3,000 people to your network, and then from there you would actually bloom, from there. So you could very, very quickly add a few thousand people to your LinkedIn contacts just by using Top Linked. So there's a couple of different ways to join this. When I had first set this up, I did go for the $49.95 per year. Well, I think actually I had started with the free invite me list. But bottom line, with the free invite me list, it's a lot of work for you because now what happens is you're getting the invite me list of the people who would like to be invited to or who are open to those invitations on LinkedIn. But then you have to go out and you have to do those manually, do those invitations. It's like you have to upload the list to LinkedIn, and then actually allow LinkedIn to do those requests, and then you have to kind of sit back and wait for those requests to come in. With the $49.95 per year option, then what happens is you are the person that at that point gets added to the invite me list. So you don't necessarily have to go out and invite anyone. What happens is you get added to the list, and then other people start then inviting you. So, it, again, I'm not going to tell anybody to spend money that you don't necessarily have to spend. But it just, if you don't have a lot of time and you're looking for a lot of friends quickly or a lot of contacts quickly, the $49.95 version is the best solution because it's either that or spend $10 a month and then in it. But I'm going to tell you honestly, it does take with this. It took me about 6 months to have everyone or kind of to max out that list. So in this, I think it says 7 months free. So for $50 for that year, basically, I was able to connect with just about as everyone on the list that was really looking to connect with somebody. So this is, again, there's a link below. If you go down actually below this video, there's a link. If you can use that link, it actually gives me credit for you signing up, and because I'm not going to charge for this information at all. So there's actually, I think I get a couple of bucks or something if you sign up with that link. So it would definitely help me out if you're going to do that. If you don't do it, that's fine. I'm not looking to make any extra money, but if you'd like to help me out for sharing this information, that would be great. So once you do that, again, I just added myself to the list. Then what happens is you'll start seeing, very, very quickly, you'll see these numbers go up. So on an average day, I may have, 20 to 30 new members. I'm going to tell you, if you add yourself to that list, don't waste any time going back and checking that, because it will take you time, to add people. So like right now, it looks like I have 4. So I'm going to come down here. I can just add those right now. When I got here this morning, because I hadn't checked it for 2 days, I actually had over 60 people waiting. You see, this is what I have to do. I've got to now accept everyone that's here. So I just accepted the people that were on that list. If you've got 60 people, obviously, oh look, I already got another one. So if you have 60 people, obviously it takes longer. Now the only deal with Top Linked is you have to basically agree with Top Linked that you're not going to refuse any of the, or you're not going to basically say I don't know this person and negatively report anyone that decides to connect with you from the LinkedIn or from the Top Linked group. So you're agreeing to basically accept all the connections that come through. There's absolutely no reason not to accept people on LinkedIn. If they send you a message, so what? You could just ignore it. And people will send you messages on LinkedIn. The ultimate thing that you're trying to do with LinkedIn is you're trying to expand your exposure, for business opportunities, for jobs, for career opportunities, things like that. So the bigger your network is in LinkedIn, the more opportunity you have to be exposed to, HR people, to recruiters, to things like that. So, and I can tell you again, just reiterate, I have had opportunities because of LinkedIn. So, don't believe that, social media is just a game or LinkedIn is just a game. That's why you'll see, why I put a lot of my focus on LinkedIn to get out here and, share information and to create connections. So I hope this has helped. Again, go to the link down below to get the Top Linked, to get access to Top Linked. Even if you sign up for the free, just try it for free, and then you could always upgrade for the $49.95. But if you're serious about building LinkedIn, I would definitely suggest go ahead and join for the $49.95. The top linked has been around for probably about at least 5 or 6 years that I know of, probably more. And so it's a reputable group. Like I said, it's what I consider to be the BNI of LinkedIn. It's kind of that BNI network of connecting and networking for LinkedIn. So have a great day. I hope this has helped, and I'll have more tips and tricks coming your way.